Morning everybody, welcome back to the channel, Narrowboat Electrician. Today I'm not being an electrician, I'm being a Webasto engineer. So I've got a Webasto EVO to install to this narrowboat. It's never had, it used to have gas heating in before, but that's all been taken out by a gas safe engineer, not me. I don't dabble with gas, why would you? And it's illegal if people are liveaboards. So yeah, I'll be fitting this. It's a brand new install, so fresh install, not swapping out an old heater for a new one, or an Eberspatcher for a Webasto or anything like that. So it's a brand new install from scratch. So I'll take you through what comes in the kit in a second, and we'll try and figure out where this is going to go. Right, so this is what you get in a narrowboat, a Webasto EVO narrowboat kit. Okay, you can see I haven't taken anything out yet. You get an expansion tank. You get a on-off control switch. You don't get timers in these kits anymore. We didn't before, but you had a simple controller. You have the skin fitting for the exhaust. A selection of fuel pipe and the fuel filter, and bracket for the filter and the fittings to go with it. You get lagging for the exhaust and a couple of P-clips for support, and the clamp there with some stainless steel tyres. You get a exhaust silencer, exhaust and silencer. Now you notice, well, these are the proper marine exhaust systems from Webasto, not those little square jobbies with the extra clamps on. They're for vans, not for narrowboats. So this is a narrowboat exhaust silencer. This is the one that comes with the kit. Okay, so there's much less fittings, well, there's two less fittings, much less chance of exhaust gases escaping into the vessel. Important point. So into the kit itself, well, not the kit, the heater. Right, so what's in that box? I'm not going to take all of this out. So instructions, that's fine. I've got the warranty documents still in the van, so I took those out already. So we have the wiring loom. We have the intake silencer, selection of clips for the fuel lines. We have the heater itself, circulation pump, diesel dosing pump. There's also a coil of hose with various bends already moulded into it. We have the mount for the dosing pump as well. Clamps for the hot water in and out. Is there anything else in there? More brackets and Jubilee clips for support. What's in here, various additions to the wiring loom for the dosing pump itself. So that's what comes in a marine kit. So here's the heater itself. Hot water out, return water in. Flip it over. You've got fuel in, diesel in. That one's the exhaust there. You can see the exhaust temperature sensor that's just sat inside. Combustion air in. Then these are the plugs that go out to the loom. So you've got like a circulating pump, timer, all that sort of stuff. So quite a compact unit. Fantastic, really, fantastic piece of kit, really, when you look at what they do. Right, I need to find a home for this, and I think this one is going to lie. There are only 4 orientations you can actually mount this, and one of them is flat that way, which I think is my preferred choice looking at the bracket inside. Right, so I've just taken these, I think this had some kind of generator here before, on these brackets. So I've just taken those rubber mounts off. There is a perfectly good shelf there, but it's a bit high. So I want to drop that down a little bit. Certainly so it's below the in and outs, out to the central heating system. So I want it down below there. I don't want it too high. There is a header tank, but that could accumulate bubbles and stuff in it and air in it, airlock, so I don't want that. So I'm going to take it down below this below the outlet there. Just measured that bracket. Measured. I'm going to cut some of this slide buffalo board similar for that heater to sit on, and most likely the pumps and all that sort of stuff. I'm just going to cut this out with a jigsaw. I'm not going to show you that. Why would I? But yeah, jigsaw, cut a square out, then I'll be back on the boat. Okay, I've drilled those mounting holes there, and what I've done is put lock nuts on the back. I can only get to 3 once they tighten up, once that cover's on, that plate's on. So what this allowed me to do is undo those 3 nuts and take the whole heater assembly away. That makes sense. So right, I can fix everything to this board now and then drop all that in place and it's on. It's against me a bit, it's raining a bit on and off today. Yeah, all my tools always always getting wet. Oh well. Right, I'm going to try and mount everything to this board now. So get the heater bracket on, and I'm going to try and get the water circulation pump and the diesel pump on here as well. And if I'm really lucky, the combustion air inlet. So that's the plan anyway. The mounting bracket. Don't know why they make this so big. Right, cracking on a bit. So that's fixed to the board, also the air inlet. So that fits on a little bracket that's come supplied, and you just drill a 6.5mm hole in there and that will hold that in. Okay, so what I'm going to try and do in that space there, I might be a bit tight. I'm definitely going to try and put the circulation pump in here. But yeah, we'll see. Let's have a look. Right, I've rejigged this a little bit then. So this is the return water from the central heating, pushing this way. That's the way these are piped up. This is pumping the cooler water, not the hot water. So into the heat exchanger, and then that'll go out back to the central heating, this one. So I've rejigged that a little bit. Normally the way, how's that going to fit? How am I going to do that? But that's the water side done, air inlet. Now I want to see if I can mount the dosing pump here somewhere, and then that will come into the inlet. So the beauty of doing it this way is you can disconnect the exhaust and the fuel and the water and take the whole thing out. So it makes life a bit easier. Oh, hey, everyone's one of them mornings. Right, so I'm just going to bevel these edges over. You can see that it just helps the pipe stay put for diesel. that's as much as I can do outside. So that's all coupled together now. Coupled, not coupled, coupled. Drop that in the boat now and look about the rest of the pipe work and stuff. Just drilled a hole in a perfectly good boat. Right, that's the exhaust. Let's have a look, see where we are. Right. So I've done a little bit. So what have I done? Some of it's pretty straightforward really. That's just sat there at the moment. I've plugged the supply cables in and the switch cables and outputs and things, and they're wired up to the batteries. Here, 3 fuses. The reds are the positives, brown is negative, and I've just clipped the loom along the battery box, and for now the surplus is just under there. I will tidy that up. Something to remember, if you cut the wiring loom, you've invalidated the warranty, so keep all the wiring loom intact. Okay, so there's the skin fitting through there, so I've just got to find the end that goes on there, and I can cut the exhaust all to length, get that wrapped, and get that sort of in. One of those bigger pieces to do. I've just put the insulation on the exhaust. I've just cut it to some kind of length, and I've put a swan neck in it as well. So, I mean, that skin fitting is a good 12 inches above the waterline, which is where I want it. But, you know, you really want to put a swan neck in there as well. So if any water does get in there, it doesn't naturally migrate down the exhaust pipe and sit in the silencer. This stuff, itchy as you like, it can be. Do it outside, don't do it inside, because there's a lot of fibres come off this. And you don't want to be breathing that in. So this is just heat sleeving, for want of a better word, like exhaust lagging. You can hold the exhaust actually, or put your hand on it when this is actually on it and it's up and running. I always use all of it. It doesn't matter if it's creased up a little bit. It's just more protection. Right, that's sort of where it's going to go. Swan neck up there, away from the batteries. So I just want to put a P-clip on here now, just to hold that silencer put, so I know where I put it, it stays there. The exhaust sort of secured. I've just put Jubilee clips together there, which is perfectly okay. Just stops it moving around. On the exhaust, you have to fit these collars, because these EVO exhausts are slightly different diameter to the Thermotop Cs, so you have to fit these collars. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'll be looking at water pipes and fuel. Now Webasto don't recommend exhaust sealant on here. All they basically say is ensure that no exhaust gases are entering the living space. Now what I will do, I will check, obviously, that no exhaust gases are leaving that fitting. So I'll leave this heat wrap just back a little bit until I've checked it. Well, another day, another dollar. So I'm just piping in the water system. So I don't know if you can see this. So that's the return on the far side, up through the header tank, back into the pump, or will be in a second. So the pump is pumping return water, pushing it through the heat exchanger and out then into the Radzone heating system inside the boat. So I'm just going to put all the clamps on that, get some water and some antifreeze, and I can run the pump up. Right, I've been running the circulating pump, which is that bit there, through the central heating system, just getting the air out. Seems to have done the trick. So I'm just going to leave that there now. And the last thing really to do, well, not the last thing, but installation wise, is to fit a dip tube into the diesel tank, which is back there. Okay, I've just fixed that bracket on for the filter. Here's the filter, directional arrow on the right hand side. So yeah, I'm just for the people spotting, I have cut these bolts off. They do not protrude into the battery box. Okay, so just running that diesel line, getting this filter in, and then it won't take long then to get that diesel line into this heater and lines are all connected now, so it's on a prime. It takes a while for this to prime through, so I'm just waiting for the note on the pump to change, and that will tell me there's fuel actually in it. But getting closer. I'm not convinced that's going to start up. And it didn't. Didn't see any real increase in the temperature there. The exhaust is cool, so I'll do a little bit more priming. Got a little bit of heat on its second attempt. Cooking on gas, as I say. Bit smoky first off, burning off all that stuff that's used in manufacturing, so the hatch is open, so that's fine, that'll just settle down. So we're at 57, I've just checked all the fin rads, they're getting warm. So it's approaching, we're just gone past 70 degrees. A little bit of vapour coming off the heater at the moment, not too much, it's calming down a bit. I've just checked the exhaust clamps, just give them a little nip up as it's got warm, so that's looking okay, just keeping an eye on everything. 71 degrees. This will start ramping back soon. It's at 5,000, which is 5 kilowatt full power. There it goes, it's just dropping, just on that edge now where it's going to start dropping down a little bit, 76 degrees. Well, you can see that's just starting to back off now a little bit. It's only at 3 points at the moment. But what that's going to try and do now is maintain that temperature. Right, just running the gas analyzer up, just trying to check the calibration. All very clean. Right, so that's all run up, all calibrated. So all done for that job. Yeah, it all calibrated fine. I've just been back. This is the following morning, hence the hat. Yeah, first woolly hat of the year. There's a sign of things to come. I've just been back, checked the antifreeze level and the coolant level, and just had a torch around just to make sure everything looks okay. I was working on a boat alongside there anyway, so I've just been to look at that and then fill in the warranty forms and everything. So I'll register that with Webasto a bit later. So all done, all the I's dotted, T's crossed. And yeah, that's a good job. Took me a couple of days to get that Webasto in. That's what it normally is for a fresh install. Are they 2 full days? No, they're not 12-hour shifts. They're probably, it's probably, let's say 10 to 12 hours work if everything goes well, for me anyway. And I normally spread that over 2 days. So right, I hope you got something from that. Just a bit of a guide really, what's required, what should be done, what has to be done. Of course, you DIYers out there, you won't have the diagnostics tools that I have. So when you come to calibrate it, well, you won't be able to. You just have to leave it as factory settings, and they'll be close. But it depends where you are, elevation-wise as well, whether there'll be anything close. We're not far from the Severn Estuary here, so we're only a few meters above sea level anyway. So it depends where the sea is. So yeah, it's but yeah, anyway, you don't have those. You'd have to run it on like factory default settings, which will be close but not bang on. So there you go, an indication of a Webasto EVO install. I've done quite a few of those now. Customers really happy. Had a nice warm boat this morning, so they're really happy with that. Right, let's not waffle on anymore. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to. Narrowboat Electrician. Lots of this is my daily stuff. This is what I do, and there'll be lots of videos coming up. And I need just some educational ones as well, I think. So anyway, yeah, catch you next time, guys. What am I doing next week? Webasto service, Thermotop C. That might be useful. We'll do that. An inverter install. It's one of these Renology ones. So I haven't installed any of them, but an inverter. And I'm not sure what I've got next week. I've got a lot of solar, lithiums coming up and all that sort of stuff. So hey ho. See you next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.